Katz and Cosby, entertaining and informative on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
There's so much to report today. Monday morning, you believe it's Monday morning already. In the studio, we have Judge Richard Weinberg and two special guests. We have Michael Cohen. Welcome to
John,
the studio.
am I considered special anymore?
A special host.
There you go.
Yeah, special host.
All right. And the borough president of the great island of Staten Island.
We love him, Vito Fasella. Very tan Vito Fasella, I might add. By the way, I'm jealous.
Tell me about Sicily.
Just
You
skin
were away
rash.
in Sicily for a week.
Oh, it was wonderful. Just enchanting. The kids had a great time. And really
And now it's
making
burning
memories.
down where you were.
It was just wonderful. The kids had a great time, and we made a lot of great memories. So it was all good.
How was the weather? Just amazing, too? Was it incredible?
Well, it got a few times. It got pretty darn hot, but we marched on, and it's all good.
All right, well, we're so happy to see you. And
Thank you.
Judge Weinberg, too. Boy, is there a lot to talk about, especially with Zoran Mamdani, Judge Weinberg.
It's time for him to leave.
Where do we start?
Yeah, where do we start?
It's time for him to leave. I warned during the campaign he was a clear and present danger to the city, the state, and the country, and he's only shown that I was absolutely correct. Everything he's done so far is an attack on our economy, our social cohesion, public safety, law and order. He's not being the mayor of the people of the city. He's carrying forth a democratic socialist agenda and an Islamist agenda. He is a clear and present danger. Other than that, I have no opinion.
You know, you left out the second home tax. I mean, that's the big thing that they put out today, the sort of full list and the names. I mean, it was bad enough that they went after Ken Griffin, and now Michael Cohen, they're going after everybody who says they have a second home in New York.
You know, almost all billionaires have already left New York. Anybody with substantial wealth have left New York. It just doesn't make any sense anymore between city, state, federal tax. Now, if you had an LLC, you have to now disclose who the owner is. There's a purpose for having an LLC, and that's so that you don't have to disclose it. Well, now you have to. But more than even the disclosure, this pied-à-terre tax that they want to put. If you're not living here, these are people who are paying the real estate taxes that puts money into our coffers that cost us nothing.
Yeah, they don't get the services.
There's no service whatsoever. Right. They come, they use it for 3 weeks, a month.
And they spend money.
And they sure
spend
do.
Money.
Right, they spend money and they hire, too. They also hire here in the city. They have big business. I mean, and you look at what happened with like Ken Griffin, for an example. Mamdani did the whole video in front of his place and said, here's Ken Griffin's home. First of all, that is harassment. Ken Griffin was very upset. And guess what? He stopped doing some of the building in New York. It was payback. I mean,
great.
ridiculous.
Right. That's
Why
great.
would you want it? Why? Right. How does that help New York?
If there's any one person who has decided he's going to take a crusade on destroying New York, well, it's Mayor Zoran Mamdani.
It is incredible. Vito Fasella.
So Ken Griffin is an American success story, and we should be welcoming people like Ken Griffin to New York as they were planning to build.
We should be wooing, not even welcoming. We should be wooing.
Exactly, and here we are. But the message is what? The message is socialism is horrible, and we're seeing it being played out. But the real culprits and the enemy are success and capitalism. And anytime they can punish success or destroy the capitalist system, that's what they're doing piece by piece by piece. I just hope that the people of the city of New York wake up enough so that they can start pushing back, as Ken Griffin and some of the other business leaders have done recently.
Now, Zoran, the mayor, had a press conference today about supermarkets. Do you know what he did?
Well, I know he was asked a lot, by the way, during it, John, on Netanyahu, because that's the big headline.
Well, I think out of all of us sitting here at the table, there's one guy who's got a little bit more experience than the rest of us
I would
as
say
it comes
this
to
guy.
supermarkets.
Right.
I think this is where John should be taken over heavy.
I agree.
Well,
I
no,
agree.
I mean, I thought we were going to have Fernando Mateo because it affects him more than anybody else, because Fernando represents the Bodega Association.
Right.
And around those areas where the city is building, that's who gets affected the most. I mean, he's not building on Park Avenue. He's not building on 3rd Avenue.
Yeah, one of the things I did see, John, by the way, was that
that he's going to
essentially
lower certain items 30%.
Exactly.
So I mean, but it doesn't mean anything. It just, but you know, nobody's calculating in how much money the city taxpayers are going to lose.
Yeah, and the small businesses, like you just said, the bodegas across the street.
I do
they
have
don't
a
want
question, though, Rita. I have
What's
a question
the question
for John.
All right.
So John owns groceries. And it's the groceries that determine what the price is. How does the mayor figure out, first of all, which item is going to be reduced by 30%? And how does he tell the manufacturer or then the distributor, which would be the supermarket, how do you tell them that you have to reduce something by 30%? I'm sort of lost.
Let's see what John has to say.
Well, sometimes the manufacturers have deal items, but the mayor has said, or the mayor's representatives have said, that the basics, he's going to reduce the prices of eggs, bread, milk.
Yeah, veggies too. Some of the veggies
things in the poor areas where they bread and milk and is a demand, and butter.
Yeah,
so it's a demand item.
So to answer Michael's question, who eats it? Is that taxpayers? I mean, who eats the cost on that, John?
Another supermarket closed. I think I was reading over the weekend. Was it Kansas City that they closed up again?
Yes.
Kansas
Where they
City
tried it.
It doesn't work. It's a feel-good situation for a year, 2 years. So the city loses 5, 10 million, 20 million, 30 million. It doesn't mean
right. So the city eats
it's just
the cost,
a drop
to
in
your
the
point.
Somebody eats the cost.
Okay, so the city eats the cost. The problem is you take guys like Ken Griffin, who was a major, major contributor to the coffers of the city of New York before he split. Now you don't have that income coming in.
Right.
So where is that money going to come from? Because the more I watch as moron Mamdani turns around and starts to do things in the city, the more I realize that the level of incompetence and the gross incompetence is there. I watched as a bunch of dopes the other day under Mamdani, and I really mean, you would understand this better than anybody. I watched as a bunch of these morons sat there filling in potholes with the asphalt, with the hot asphalt. The following day, on my walk back home, I turned around and I took a look. I even took a photo of it. It's missing half the asphalt. So I don't understand. How did you miss the hole? Or is it that you didn't fix it properly or that the asphalt didn't take? This is the craziest thing that I've ever seen. In fact, I'm going to post it somewhere.
I was going to say, it's kind of indicative. What do you think, Vito, when you hear this? And the one thing, I want to go back to the press conference today, because the big headline that came out of it, you guys, was Mamdani doesn't want to go back and forth with Netanyahu, but he still stood by going after Netanyahu.
Oh, geez.
So he's too busy on all. He can't talk about all the other stuff, but he can't wait to talk about Netanyahu.
Two things. One is, anybody who's a student of history, just go to Cuba, where socialism has played out for the last 70 so years. It's a disgrace. It's just terrible for human freedom. It's terrible for the economy. And they're trying to replicate a failed model in the city of New York. And with respect to Netanyahu, I know there's been a lot of clamor and banging the drums and arrest this one and arrest that. Let them know that on Staten Island, he's more than welcome. If Prime Minister Netanyahu would like to come to Staten Island and feel safe and secure, we will welcome him.
Yeah, because he keeps saying he's not welcome. And then he says, no, there can't be any connection between my rhetoric and some of these anti-Semitic attacks.
He is ginning up some of the craziest people in the city, in the state, and in the country.
I agree. He's emboldening them.
Accusing Netanyahu of a war crime is absolutely reprehensible. And look what's going on all across the world with these attacks with the Islamist revolutionaries. Look what they're doing. It's Paris, it's Berlin, it's New York City. These are not isolated incidents. What do they all have in common? They've ginned up radicals who believe violence is the answer to their political
And by
agenda.
the way, John, later on in the show, we are going to have Dr. Zuhdi Jasser talk about that. We also have the Michigan GOP chair because Trump's in Michigan and talking about Iran and
Bill
Israel.
O'Reilly today's coming up.
Yes, we do.
And Peter King and Victoria Coates. And to find out what the heck is going on in Iran, we have Admiral
Robert Harwood.
Harwood.
Who used to live in Iran.